One of the most asked questions I get all the time is what add-ons do I use and how exactly I set up my UI. I'll try not to drag this video out too long. I'll just kind of go down the list and then explain what each add-on does and then show you where it is on my UI. If I do miss anything, please do leave a comment down below and ask. Okay, so first, the main add-on that I have is Bandits UI, and that basically allows you to customize the UI and place anything wherever you want. And I also get the health bar for my companion from there. I get the info bar here from there as well as the sidebar buffs here, and then the toolbar here as well. I'm not going to go through all the settings for this. That's like a whole entire video on its own, but yeah, just some of the few things here, like the companion bar, the health bar for enemies, and then the health bars for myself as well here. And then, yeah, the panels and info panel and stuff like that. The reticle as well. The minimap I don't use for it. I have Votan's minimap here. I have this one instead. I like this one a little bit more. The settings are a little bit better, in my opinion, but you can go with whatever one that you want. All right, so starting from the top, I have Ability Icons Framework, and this basically just allows me to download different icon packs. As a lot of you probably noticed, I do have the Capybara ones and cat icons. And so, yeah, that basically just allows me to change those two. And then for the next one, we have Action Duration Reminder. This just basically, pressing too many buttons here. As soon as I press a skill, it just gives me a cooldown on when it'll be ready. And then it also adds this little bar around it, like a little countdown timer bar almost. Alpha gear is basically pretty much what you see down here for my gear percentages and the weapon percentage. It just tells me how much, what level my gear and stuff is sitting at, and then when it needs to be repaired. And then it'll tell you how much gold it costs to do that as well. And then another nice feature about it is it will also auto repair and auto recharge all of your gear and your weapons. So definitely a W add-on for that sake. And then for these ones here, this is Capybara. That's the icons again that we have on the skills. And then we have combat alerts. So this will basically tell you like when you need to dodge. It'll tell you like when like a heavy attack for an enemy is going to happen, and basically just help you out in combat and give you all the notifications and alerts that you need. And then we have combat metrics, which basically just shows me the damage report, like how much DPS, healing, and all of that I have. So that's definitely a useful add-on to know where your build stands. And then what else do we have? We have Conspicuous Questmarkers. So this is why, like, you can see on the compass up here, like a lot of my stuff is different colors. That's where that comes from. And then I have another one for that too. I think that is, where is that one at? I don't know. We'll get to it though. Okay, so the next one we have is Currently Equipped. This is the one down here I have in the corner that just basically tells me what gear I'm wearing. This is, I don't know if this would be useful for just, if you're just playing the game. Like I have this basically, so if somebody joins the stream or something, then they kind of don't have to, like, I don't have like multiple different people asking me what I'm wearing. They can just kind of look there and see what I have equipped. So that's pretty much the only use I have for that. But either way, still a pretty solid add-on. And then for daily alchemy and daily provisioning, this is just basically automates the writs. That's pretty self-explanatory for that. And then dark UI pretty much just gives like this dark mode UI theme to it. Pretty self-explanatory as well. And then dynamic CP is, oh, that is a life changer. That basically just adds labels to all the CP nodes, and it separates it as well, which is actually pretty useful too, because a lot of people don't know the difference between passive and active champion points. So it'll highlight those as well. So all of the white letters are basically going to be the ones you want to add to the bar, and then the yellow ones are going to be all your passive abilities, or not abilities, but passive bonuses. So useful, really useful add-on. I like it. And then next up we have ESO Farm Buddy. This is what I have down here. This basically, you can go into any item really, and then just right click it and then add it to the track list. I like to use this for the Drew Wax and stuff, or you know, any other gold materials that I have. Right now I'm farming the mount in Infinite Archive, so I'm keeping track of the items I need for that. So pretty useful. I like it. The Crux tracker is really good if you're playing an Arcanist, because what that does is pretty much just adds like these indicators here so you can see how many cruxes you have, because like they normally rotate around you, or like they go around your character, and sometimes it can be hard to see in the middle of combat. So I don't want to start my beam with 2 cruxes or 1, or so. This is just a good indicator, like, okay, I'm at 3, so yeah, now we're good to go. The GCD monitor is basically global cooldown monitor, and this is what I have right here for this little black square. So this basically does, when I press a skill, it'll rotate, and then once it goes green, that's when I know I can press my next skill. So right now I'll do treaties, it's red, green, so now I can press the next skill. The cooldown is gone, and I can continue the rotation. It's not necessary. I don't really pay attention to it a lot of the times, but it does help in certain scenarios. It's if things do get clunky or something like that. I don't know. It's a pretty good cooldown add-on. Gets the job done. Greyskull is pretty much this down here. You can set it to weapon damage or spell damage, and then it'll just tell you exactly what it says, what your weapon or spell damage is at. Pretty straightforward. Gridlist is actually how I get my inventory to look like this. It's kind of makes it feel more like an old school MMO, I guess. Strictly just cosmetic. And then Grim Focus Counter, we have, this is like if you're playing like a Nightblade and you're using like Merciless Resolve or something, it'll basically just tell you how many stacks you have. It'll put like similar to like the Crux count, it'll put like a number over here, and then it'll tell you like if you're at 4 stacks or 5 stacks, 10 stacks, whatever. Then you can kind of know when to fire it. Next up, we have Harvest Map. So this pretty much this shows you like whenever you pick something up off the ground, it'll like mark it on there. I don't really run around on harvesting routes too much, so I don't have too many, but yeah, whenever you harvest something in the world, it'll just put an icon there and tell you, okay, something was here, so if you're ever back in the area, you can harvest it again. Inventory Insight is probably one of the best managers, because like if you have multiple characters, like for example, I use Deadly a lot, and it is spread out across multiple different characters, bank, storage coffers, doesn't matter. So this basically just lets you look up any item that you have, and it'll tell you exactly where it is. So really, really useful add-on. And then we have the Lazy Writ Crafter, which pretty sure everybody is aware of what that does. It just automates all the writs, so it makes doing the dailies on however many characters you have a lot easier. So definitely recommend adding that if you don't have it. Light Attack Helper is just this number here. This kind of like helps me smooth out my rotation. Like if I'm not light attack weaving like I should be, then yeah, this will just let me know. So that's all that's pretty much for. Lootdrop is probably one of the next add-ons I get the most questions about. This is just basically changes the loot history. So just makes it look like this, a little bit more cleaner, and then goes up a lot higher as well. And you can really customize this. You can change like the color of the items and stuff like that. Strictly just cosmetic, but I don't know, adds a nice touch. I like it. So for Nameplater, this doesn't really do much but change like the font of the nameplates. Like that's all it does. I like this because it makes it feel more like an old school MMO again. So I took this font, but feel free to mess around with it and just take whatever you want. So Perfect Pixel is one of the add-ons that edits the inventory as well. It basically full screens everything. So normally I think the inventory is like, it's like cut off halfway here. I can't remember exactly. I've had this add-on for so long. It just basically, yeah, it just full screens your inventory and stuff like that. So makes everything like here, makes all the menus like slightly bigger. Definitely recommend that one. Then you don't have to like spend hours scrolling if you have way too much stuff. Points of color. Oh, this is the other one that I was talking about for the quest markers. This is basically pretty much, this will change every icon on the map. So I like this a lot. It doesn't really add like anything really. It just makes the map look a lot cooler in my opinion. But it changes like almost every icon. And then if you go into the map here, changes like the way shrine. The way shrine looks a lot cooler now. A lot of it's a lot more vibrant, and a lot of the things pop a lot better. So yeah, definitely recommend getting that one too. It just looks cool in my opinion. So quest map again is another icon marker. It'll just basically change and like you can change and customize like the main story icon, side quest, daily quest. Like I think the daily ones will, like whatever a daily quest is, like the icon will be like a green one, and then yeah, like the main one will look like this, and it's just customizes stuff like that. Research Assistant is actually really good if you haven't researched your traits. You can set a hotkey up, and it'll basically tell you, like, here is blacksmithing, here's all the traits on what I have researched, and yeah, it's just a good way to keep track on what you need to get done. Please don't judge me on this. I was super late to the crafting game, so I'm trying to get on that. I'm trying to get it fixed. Don't worry. Okay, so slightly improved experience bar. This is what makes, like, normally you have to see your XP bar when you go into like your inventory and stuff. This add-on basically just makes it always visible. It's always here. You can put it wherever you want. I like it up there, nice and clean, but yeah, pretty simplistic. Tamriel Trade Center is basically, you know, how all the trading is done, and I like this add-on because you can price check anything. So you can just, like, here, where is it? Price the chat here, and then yeah, you just price the chat, and then yeah, it'll tell you. Right now there's not enough. There's only one listing for it, so there's not really a price. But here, let's see if I have something. Do we have something else? Let's do, here, we'll do this Praxis. So price the chat there, and then it'll tell us, yeah, it'll just basically tell you how much an item is worth. That's all I really use it for. Really useful if you pick something up, you're not sure how much to sell it for. It'll give you a rough idea. So definitely recommend getting that, especially if you're big into trading. Okay, Wizard's Wardrobe is, so if you have like different variants or like different builds you want to play, or like, for example, what I do is I have it so like I have like my Oaken Soul 1 bar set up, or if I'm doing something like really crazy and I need to for sure have like some decent healing, then I'll have like a Pale Order set up. So it's pretty much just for that. It's like different variants of the same build. Or if you have like, I don't know, if you're playing like a heavy attack build and then you want to go play like a normal 2-bar build or something like that, it's just a good way to organize everything and swap pretty fast. And actually, Zai's Dungeon Finder tools is one of my most recent ones. This actually is really useful because if you go to the specific dungeon list, it'll basically tell you what you've done on every dungeon in the game, the achievements, like hard mode, no speed run, no death, if you have like the Conqueror achievement. And then what I like to use it for is it'll tell you what the Undaunted dailies are, which is probably like pretty much the only reason I have this add-on, is just to see what the dailies are. All right, guys, that is my list of add-ons. If I missed anything, again, please feel free to leave a comment below. Ask any questions that you need or anything you want to know. I try to respond to every comment as fast as I can. And again, as always, don't subscribe or like the video unless you feel I've earned it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay, so in the middle of editing, I realized I forgot to mention a few things. So the purple outline that I get on all of my like menu things like that's just straight from Bandits UI, so I did forget to mention that. And then also I think I forgot to mention this add-on here. This is basically just a bag space indicator, so it'll just tell you how much gold you have, bag space, and bank space. That's all that's for. So again, yeah, sorry I forgot to add those, but wanted to throw those in here real quick. Again, see you guys in the next one.